Welcome to the Road to Infocom podcast. I'm Dorian Taylor.
And I'm Samantha Powell.
Infocom 2023 is right around the corner, and in this episode, we're going to give you a sneak peek of everything you can expect in sunny Orlando, Florida.
And as we all know, there's so much to do in the Sunshine State. So today we're speaking to Alicia Hendley, who visited Full Sail University, one of the integrated experience tours available at Infocom this year. Then we'll have a chat with Cassandra Matei from Visit Orlando to learn more about the new attractions and must-see experiences in Orlando and all that Orlando has to offer.
That all sounds great. The big show is right around the corner, so let's get to it.
Dorian, I'm so excited to be co-hosting this podcast with you. Can you believe that Infocom 2023 is just right around the corner?
I'm excited to be co-hosting this with you too, and I can and I can't believe it. Our team works on the show all year round, and so in a sense it does feel like it's been a full year since the last show, but when I hear that there's only 30 days left until Infocom, I'm like, how is that possible? How did it come up so fast? But it's super exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. Is there anything that you're really looking forward to this year?
Yeah, and same here. I share the same sentiment. I'm like, this year is flying by. I can't believe Infocom is right around the corner. So really excited, but still a lot of work. So, but yeah, some of the things that I'm looking forward to is definitely reconnecting with all of our AV and IT friends and colleagues in Orlando. It's just going to be amazing, and it's warm, so that's always great. But in addition to that, there's just so much to see and do there, from hearing from our knowledgeable thought leaders at our education sessions, as well as getting to touch and hear and see all of the new AV technologies on the show floor. And I'm also really excited to be a co-host once again this year at on Avixa TV at the Exchange Live stage. So I'm really looking forward to that. What about you, Dorian?
Yeah, you touched on a lot of the points I'm really looking forward to. Just getting to see everyone is really exciting. I always look forward to the audio side of things. I'm a musician, so I always get excited about seeing all the new audio equipment on the show floor, going to the demo rooms, listening in, and just talking to all the gearheads on the show floor. But yeah, I'm also really excited to be doing this podcast with you. I think this is really cool. Hopefully we'll be giving listeners something to take away, something new about Infocom for them to learn. And, hopefully they'll be getting as excited for the show as we are.
Definitely. Now you share that you're a musician. I'm nosy. So what instruments do you play?
Well, I play bass guitar in one band, and then I play guitar in another band.
Okay. So if I played Guitar Hero, does that kind of make me kind of cool, like in the loop?
It does. If you're good at Guitar Hero, you are cool in my book. That's how I got started. That's where I fell in love with it. And, I think you could transition that over to the real thing if you wanted to.
That is awesome. We'll have to get together and see if we can jam out one day. Awesome. Well, our team has been out and about talking to some of the people behind the incredible experiences you'll see at the show in Orlando. And we've got a great lineup for the first episode.
Yes, we do. Starting with Alicia Hendley. You may know her as the Smooth Factor. She's going to be touching on the integrated tour experiences that we offer at Infocom. For a lot of people, this is the highlight of the show. This is where you get behind-the-scenes access to some of the coolest AV installations in Orlando. The one that I'm really looking forward to is the tour at Full Sail University. They're known for their work in the entertainment industry, music production, film, that sort of thing. And on this tour, you'll be able to see their all-new esports arena, which I'm really excited about. Alicia actually went on this tour and gave a sneak peek to Avixa TV, and she sat down with her colleague Noreen Nara about it.
What's going on, everybody? Noreen here, and I am here with the one, the only, Alicia Hendley. Alicia, how are you doing today?
Good, my man. I'm good, man. Rising and grinding as always. Happy to be here with you. Talk a little bit about the show and everything that's to come in a few short weeks.
Yeah, let's do it. It's coming up real quick. There's gonna be a lot of rising and grinding, that's for sure. And it's at times it's felt like a grind, but I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, I'm always rising, and we're always going to make it happen, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking on all the AV tweets. We're talking on Twitter. We're talking about how real that rise and grind is come InfoComm, right? We're up early, we're up late, and we do it all over for at least 4 or 5 days, 3 days, however long you're at the show. So you guys better be getting your rest because it's going to be a good one.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of resting, so I probably should be stepping up my game here, right?
Hey, I've been working on my steps, getting my steps in, ready for the show floor. So I'm excited.
There we go. Yeah, warm up the physicalities and get ready to go, right?
Yeah, get those shoes broken in, the whole thing.
Yeah, let's go. All right. So speaking of which, there's a lot going on right now. What are you doing right now to prepare for InfoComm? And what are you doing? Not necessarily just InfoComm stuff, but what are some of the things that you're doing leading up to all these shows you're going to? And I know you've been going through a lot, so let's hear it.
Yeah. What am I doing? One, lots of steps. I told you I'm getting my steps in. Steps at InfoComm is no joke. Even smaller regional events, just getting used to being active, right? I work a lot from my desk, emails all day, so making sure I'm getting back active on that part. What else am I doing? I am recently joined Sennheiser, so I'm learning and going through a lot of training, learning about a lot of new products, which we'll be showcasing at the show. I can't tell you all about it, but we got some new things coming down the pipeline, getting familiar with my team there. And then also on the other side of it, right, I'm doing a lot of videos to help people prepare for the show as well. So it's just a whirlwind of events going on as we lead up to this, Super Bowl of our industry.
It is. I always, whenever someone asks me about InfoComm, I always gravitate towards that. It's our Super Bowl, right?
Yeah,
it's what we all kind of work towards. Whether it's, there's ISE, which is great from a worldwide thing. I think our North American base, we're always looking towards InfoComm as that main event, that place where everyone can just congregate and just hang out and talk about talk shop, talk AV, learn new things, and do some really cool stuff.
Yeah, and I'm excited to meet a lot of people for the first time. So I've been either connecting with them on LinkedIn or Twitter, whatever the case is, trying to see where those central locations will be, whether that's on or off the show floor, getting ready for those after-hour parties, because you know how we do it. We got to hit the dance floor. So just continuing to connect with people that I know will be here for the show. So I'm really excited about it, man.
Prototypical work hard, play hard situation, right?
That's right. Let's
do it. Yeah. So you were talking about some videos that you were working on. In particular, you've been working with us on some projects actually, which is pretty awesome. Any opportunity we get to work with Alicia Henley is always maximum awesomeness. So I know you recently went to Full Sail and shot a little sizzle for us. Tell us a little bit more about that. What kind of led to that, and what kind of happened behind the scenes and all that?
Hey, Full Sail has always been on my radar. Even before I got into the industry, I was always in the industry. I just didn't know I was in the industry. But when I started looking for schools, Full Sail was always on the radar, and just watching the great things that they've been doing there for years and years over and over again. So actually going to that campus, stepping on foot there and mingling with the team, and then looking at all those kind of trophy cases that they have of people who have graduated from there, the awards and accolades they've accumulated from the students is just super amazing. So once I got there, I was kind of just geeking out yo, this is crazy, this is awesome, right? And then once we're walking and doing the tour of the facility, we were talking about what basically everyone can look forward to at InfoComm with the experience tours, right? And one of those is Full Sail. So you'll be able to go there and check out their Fortress, which is their esports arena. Dude, it's fantastic. I'm not even a gamer, and I just wanted to get some popcorn and just sit in there and watch everything that's going down in that space. So when you're on the tour, you'll be able to talk to Steven, who will be leading the tour. He works there at Full Sail. He heads that program, and he'll walk you through all of the AV that's in the space, how it's helped the school build over time, right? Because it's helping them gain new students coming into their, I guess, ecosystem, you would say, to learn more about different avenues within audio and visual. So it's going to be an exciting time. This space is big time. It's beautiful space, state-of-the-art technology, and it will set the bar high if other schools want to do something similar to it. You can kind of use it as a roadmap to design your own esports facilities across the globe. So it'll be exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you bring up a good point because esports is such an emerging part of the AV industry, right? There's so many components to it. There's, the displays, which is important, like, high refresh rates, make sure that like all the gamers are like at a one-to-one communication with the systems, like latency, with like the network, there's networking, there's screens, there's audio, there's like this whole experience. So like seeing that, kind of a like top-notch example as inspiration is a great way to take that, right?
Yeah. There's just the lighting. When you walk in there, you feel like you're walking into a true sporting arena, right? I think with some people, when we think of esports, we're like, oh, that's just gaming. But this is now a full-blown sport that is not only helping like higher education and also, K through 12 programs, but it is going to help our industry because more people are getting hands-on with our technology and just being interested in it at a younger point in their lives. So it's just all around good stuff. It's good vibes when you step in that space. So if you are on the tour or if you haven't signed up yet, make sure you do that because it's one thing that when you walk in, it'll give you those like goosebumps of just excitement. You know what I mean? I was hyped.
Oh yeah, I bet. And I'm somewhat of I know the kind of the meme is like, I'm somewhat of a pro gamer myself, but I'm no pro. But I'll tell you what though, like the setup there from what I've heard is pros. That's definitely something that you can't miss if you have the opportunity to go, right?
It's good
awesome
stuff.
Now, speaking of things you can't miss, InfoComm's at Orlando this year is plenty to do. So what are some of the things that you're looking forward to in Orlando itself, and I guess at InfoComm too, but because, hey, there's a trade show going on, right?
Yeah. So show floor, one of my favorite things is just walking the show floor and running into people you haven't seen, right, for at least a year, 2 years, whatever the case is. That moment just, I don't know, it just sparks so much inspiration inside me personally. So I'm looking forward to those little moments of magic, running into people. I'm also looking forward to some new technology, like I said, at the Sennheiser booth, which is 3109. We will have some cool things happening in our booth. And it's just going to be a good time networking and engaging and talking shop on the show floor. Off the show floor, there's always that argument of, oh, Orlando's different from Vegas. Of course it is, right? It's two different footprints. But the good thing about it is that the point in Orlando is always popping. There's always something going on there. There's always a group of people you can interact with. So I'm looking forward to just being out on the Strip, International Drive, hanging out, having some drinks, and doing a little dancing.
There you go, some dancing. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And it's great that you mentioned the point. I always tell people that Orlando, for us at least at Avixa InfoComm, that we're based on the East Coast, so like going to Orlando, it almost feels like it feels very familiar to us, right? Whereas going to Las Vegas is kind of almost going to another planet type experience.
Yeah.
But like going to the point is almost like a small slice of Vegas, where you get kind of that excitement, that energy, and I think like if you're not like a huge theme park guy, because obviously there's Universal Orlando, and then there's Disney and all of that. There's still plenty to do, and I think Orlando is such a great place to be. Are there any networking events that you're looking forward to?
Networking events that I'm looking forward to. I would say my top three. Sennheiser, we're having a higher ed get together at the Point, actually, which will be really good. It's happening Wednesday. Second one, I would say I consider it a networking event. Many might not consider it a networking event, but the Peerless Party, man, I'm looking forward to the Peerless Party, right? We're all just on the floor dancing, having a couple of drinks, right? That builds relationships because you never forget that person that you're out there dancing with and just enjoying. I always out there dancing with random people, just enjoying the show, right? So it's a good time. And then I guess third, I'm looking forward to some of the networking, like in the booths. A lot of booths host networking or happy hours, like that last event of the show floor. So I always try to keep track of who's doing that, because a lot of people gravitate there because there's snacks or drinks, whatever the case is. And I think that's where a lot of people will be. And of course, the Avixa booth. That's always one of the good places to like link up with people, say, hey, meet me here. It's kind of central on the show floor. It's just a good place to be.
That's right. You had me at free food. Always about the free food. You walk around and there's so much walking. You just have to like be in a constant state of replenishment, right?
Right, exactly. So it's like, oh, free food. Yeah, I forgot I didn't eat lunch. Let me just grab a couple of these, whatever, right? Like you gotta have the snacks on hand. That'll keep you going through the day because it's long days.
Absolutely. So I guess that's my like advice for sure, right? Like stay hydrated, make sure you're fed. What are some of the best pieces of advice that you can give someone who may be experiencing the show for the first time, or even someone who just is a seasoned vet for InfoComm but may need a refresher of the show experience, if you will?
Absolutely. I guess my number one tip is just having a strategy, right? Like the Orlando Convention Center is a different footprint from when we're in Vegas, right? You got a hall here, and then you have to go far to another hall in Vegas. In Orlando, it's just like one long hall of things, right? So be strategic, right? You know that you want to see this group of technologies, break it down into days, break it down into hours, however you want to do that. But the more I plan, the better the shows have been, like personally through my own experience. Like, all right, this day, I'm going to check the booths in this area. This day, I'm going to check the booths in this area. And this day, I'm going to check the booths in this area, right? Kind of breaking it down. So the more you have a plan, the better your strategy is, the better the show experience is, honestly. But that's just my opinion, right? I don't like the whole back and forth thing. Don't get me wrong. You're going to get your steps either way. So you might as well be a little strategic about it. And it's super helpful.
Absolutely. I think knowing what you're going to get into ahead of time is really going to go a long way in making sure that you're getting the best out of the show experience, because there's just so much. There's so much.
Yeah. So if you plan it, then you know that you're getting exactly what you want out of your show experience, right? And then, utilize Twitter. People are going to be talking about things. There might be something that wasn't on your list that you see somebody talking about. Maybe that's when you check it out on Friday, right? When the show floor is a little slower, you might not have as many meetings, whatever the case is. So definitely utilize the InfoComm website. Get that, get that show floor spreadsheet going. Get a highlighter, whatever you got to do. I think the app has been updated this year too, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that looks and feels, and utilizing that on the show floor as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Alicia. This has been fantastic. It's so great catching up with you. If someone's looking for you on the socials and all that, where can they find you?
Oh, come on.
I know everyone follows you already, but we're trying to reach new grounds here, yeah?
Right. There are a lot of people that still don't know. So in all seriousness, at The Smooth Factor across all profiles and platforms. Unless it's LinkedIn, then you just type in Alicia Henley. I think even if you search at The Smooth Factor on LinkedIn, I'll pop up. So yeah, at the Smooth Factor, all things, even my website.
Absolutely. Well, that has been Alicia, The Smooth Factor Henley. Alicia, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll catch you. We'll catch you at the show, right?
See you there. See you bright and early on the show floor, my man.
Sounds good. See you in Orlando.
Yeah.
So, Dorian, if you could spend one day visiting any theme park or Orlando experience, where would you go?
That's a tough one, but recently I was at Universal Studios and had so much fun there. They have this new roller coaster called the Velocicoaster. I don't know if you've been on this, but it's absolutely insane. It has every roller coaster feature you can imagine. Disney World, I haven't been to since I was probably like 2 years old, so I think I'm due to go back there eventually, so I might go there next.
I am not a roller coaster person whatsoever. Give me the teacups and It's a Small World, and I'm a happy person.
Well, they got something for everyone there, so you'll be okay.
Yeah, so for me, I would say Hollywood Studios. which is where they have all of the Star Wars attractions. So I grew up watching Star Wars, and to this day, if it's on TV, like I have to stop and watch it.
Stop what you're doing. Just commit to it.
It's a problem. Like I was hosting a dinner party. I had my wine, my charcuterie, and it happened to be May 4th. So of course we're having this nice dinner and we've got Star Wars on in the background. So I thought it was very appropriate.
It's the only way to celebrate.
Right? So when I went to Hollywood Studios, they have, everything just Star Wars out. And I just remember standing there and all of a sudden Darth Vader and C-3PO and stormtroopers start walking by and I'm like a child just staring. So I will go back there every year if possible. So that's my attraction. That would be the park that I go to.
That sounds really cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so if you have any free time, I highly recommend it. But Orlando has so many things to do that it can be completely overwhelming to try to figure out exactly which activities and which parks are the best ones for you. So whether you're just trying to add on a couple of days to your trip or you're looking for something to do after show hours, our next guest has some great ideas for ways for you to maximize your time in Orlando.
Hi, everyone. This is Mark Metzger, and we are very excited to be heading back to Orlando for InfoComm here very soon. And I'm pleased to be joined today by Cassandra Mattei, CEO of Visit Orlando. Cassandra, how are you?
I'm fantastic, and we are so excited to welcome InfoComm back to our great destination.
That's fantastic. We are excited to be coming down. Can't wait to get down. Counting down the days at this point. It's coming up really, really fast. Yes, the last time we were in Orlando was 2021, and obviously things were a little bit different with the ongoing pandemic. The show was different, so I realized that for a lot of people, this is probably going to be their first time back in Orlando for a number of years now. So I'm just wondering, from your perspective, what have the last couple of years been like, and how great is it to be hosting InfoComm once again?
Well, we are delighted to welcome InfoComm back to Orlando. I mean, when, I look at the impact that the amount of attendees that you have coming together for, a common purpose, whether it's education, obviously business. But I also look at the impact that you make to our destination, right? You stay at our hotels, you eat at our restaurants, you go explore across our destination, which is really an amazing impact on our entire community.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, we talk about some of the impact, not just of visitors, but of this community in particular, right? The Pro AV community.
Yes.
Obviously, with all the entertainment options that you have in Orlando, Pro AV is there. It's everywhere. Tell me a little bit just about the importance of Pro AV as it relates to some of these destinations that you all feature in Orlando.
Well, when I think about Pro AV and the tie to Orlando, right, you immediately think about the elaborate stage shows at Orlando's world famous theme parks, to the large scale meetings and conventions held at the Orange County Convention Center. Pro AV plays such a vital role in not only entertainment, but of course meetings and conventions in our own backyard. We think that in Orlando we are home to some of the most talented AV professionals in the country, and at Visit Orlando we get to partner with many of them and share who they are with our convention clients that are coming into the destination. Top of mind, PSAV Encore and Freeman has a major presence in Orlando, but we also have a list of vendors that are on our website, so we can help hopefully build business for the AV companies when meetings and conventions come to Orlando.
Yeah, it's a great partnership. It really, it's wonderful to see, not only the way that our community plays a role in some of those events and everything, but even in pulling off InfoComm, because it is a big event for the region as well. So
right, oftentimes we always think what's happening at the convention center itself, but really there's events all across the destination when InfoComm's here. So we're very excited to be able to showcase not only the building and probably some of the things that you'll see different in the building, but also across the destination.
That's great. Yeah. What about, there are going to be a number of people who are coming into town who might want to come in and stay a little bit early in Orlando, do some sightseeing and things. Maybe they want to stay after the show as well. Do you have any recommendations for them? Maybe some of the newer highlights that they can check out that perhaps weren't available the last time that they were in Orlando?
Oh, absolutely. But first, what I would love to inform you about is we at Visit Orlando, we have a concierge service and it is free. So I would recommend people going to visitorlando.com and setting up an appointment with one of our travel planners, because we understand we're the theme park capital of the world. We have so much going on in our destination. So we want to make it easy for you and others that are planning their pre or post trip. So check us out and make an appointment. And like I said, it's complimentary. But when I think about, what's different and what people can plan for, one of the things that is just, exploding is our culinary arts. We've actually been named a Michelin Guide City in part of that overall program. And we're delighted because it recognizes chef-owned restaurants, some of the best. And now we have 33 restaurants recognized by Michelin, including 4 one-star restaurants with private dining options. So that would be something that I would have everyone take a look at if you're hosting a small event or if it's just your families. But when you talk about, what's new to experience, I will tell you, I was fortunate enough to go to Walt Disney World recently at Magic Kingdom. They opened up the new Tron ride. Yep. I know some of us know those Tron movies, but they created an immersive experience with Tron, which is now open. And it's literally a light-sickle run, and it is so phenomenal. Additionally, less than a year ago, at Epcot, they opened up Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, and it is absolutely one of my favorite rides. It really immerses you in, if people know of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, not only with the music, that's more my genre, but the kids love it because it's one of the more smooth rides, but it's really exciting. And while the event is happening, you're going to be here in time for Epcot's International Flower and Garden Festival. And so that's always something to really see why you dine and drink around the world at Epcot. Close to the convention center that's now opened, that wasn't the last time you were here, is at Universal, a Jurassic World Velocicoaster. It's one of the fastest and smoothest roller coasters in the world, as well as at Universal's Great Movie Escape at the Universal City Walk, which is their downtown area. It's the first ever escape room experience that features 2 rooms with interactive state-of-the-art missions, captivating storytelling, so really for adults and kids alike. So, one of the things I would tell you, why all of our attractions are opening and constantly reinventing themselves and adding more for the overall experience. In and around the convention center, there's over 75 restaurants and entertainment options. So even footsteps from your hotel is going to be a lot of options for people to enjoy. Like I think about Top Golf. I think about, the Andretti golf and cars that you can race and have experiences. So, in the heart of our convention district is also many, many other options.
Yeah, I can see why you would need a concierge service just to navigate all of that, because that is fabulous. Yeah, I think we're all very excited about even the AV elements, like you were saying, in some of those rides, the way that we're creating more of those immersive experiences. I know that's going to be a big theme for the show this year as well. So those are fabulous recommendations. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, and I also will tell you, don't forget that when people think of Orlando, there's also all these really neat and eclectic neighborhoods that have their own personalities. Mm-hmm. So head on downtown Orlando, or head on to Ivanhoe Village or the Mills District. I mean, there are so many different districts to explore. So if you're looking for, again, unique experiences, dining experiences, cultural arts. We also have Dr. Phillips Center for Performing Arts. So check out and see what may be going on during that time. But, probably the best resource is our website, which is visitorlando.com. And I know that we've set up a special link for all the attendees if they go to the website, and you can explore what to do and see.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Yeah. So, that website is visitorlando.com. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yep. And check it out. Yeah, absolutely. For the concierge service, for all the recommendations for restaurants, neighborhoods, new theme parks, and everything. So, Cassandra, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And we're looking forward to seeing you here real soon.
Us too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, Sam, I think that about wraps it up for our first episode of the Road to InfoComm podcast. Do you want to let the people know what's in store for the next time?
Definitely. Well, next time we're going to highlight a few experiential exhibits on the show floor. We'll speak with Jamie Riley from Moment Factory about a new collaboration that'll definitely be one of the highlights of the show.
I'm really excited to see what Moment Factory brings to the table. We're also talking to Brad Sousa. He's going to be talking about the all-new esports exhibit at InfoComm this year, and the inner gamer in me is freaking out about this. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to see it come together in person.
That's awesome. And one of the companies involved in that esports exhibit is Sony, and we know they're going to be busy at InfoComm this year. So we'll be sure to catch up with Rich Ventura to hear about their plans for the show.
Yeah, well, so be sure to catch up on all of that on the next episode of The Road to InfoComm. Follow us on social media. You can watch this on Avixa TV, and you can listen to this wherever you listen to podcasts.
Wonderful. Until then, we'll see you next time.
See ya.